Right now, I am standing at the new office of Google Thailand with Kun Amy, the head of PR for Asia region right here. And you are going to take me touring around your office.
I am indeed, and we are delighted to have you in the Voice TV
Thank
team
you.
in our brand new home in Bangkok.
Okay, so where should we start?
Well, this is actually a pretty good place to start because this board was actually created so that anybody who comes and visits us can leave a blessing, they can leave feedback,
Wow.
they can leave whatever kind of notes they want. And we actually refresh this pretty frequently because we get a lot of visitors in our new space.
You mean like erasing? I drew mine right there. I really
yours
hope
is
you
not
keep
going
it.
anywhere just now. So the next space I can take you to is actually called our chill out zone.
Chill out zone. Are you sure this is where you work? I mean, like, wow.
This is indeed where we work, but it's also where we play. And actually, this is a really important part of Google's culture and philosophy, that you work hard, but you also play hard.
Look at what we have behind
Yes.
us. So, massage chair?
It is a massage chair. So in addition to the massage chair for people who, just want to kind of chill and do their own thing, we also have a live masseuse, a real masseuse who's on site, who's available for staff. So, you're feeling a little bit of tension. So there are yoga balls. We also have yoga mats that employees can rent. And as you can see here, there's an elliptical and there's a treadmill. And we're also just a little way away from Lumpini Park. So some of the employees come in the morning and they actually go for runs in the morning around the park. And it's a kind of a social thing that we do. But the space itself is designed so whatever kind of way that you like chilling out, whether you like to exercise, you want to play pool, you can find something that works for you. We have a bit of green, we've got a great view, we can see kind of the city around us. So it's a good space to just kind of hang. A lot of places and a lot of businesses that I've visited their offices, they might have something like this. Maybe they have a game space or they have a gym, but most employees feel like during working hours, they shouldn't go there because they should be working.
Yeah.
I'd say this is a really different thing about the way Google creates these spaces because at 10 o'clock in the morning you can find people playing pool.
And people don't think that you are like slacking off.
People don't think that we're slacking off. They think you're doing whatever you need to do to be inspired, to be fresh, to be fast at what you're doing, and you can think fresh and you can go out and do great things. And basically we asked the team, what kind of things do you want to see in the new space that will help you feel like you can have energy from them, you can be inspired by them, you can relax through them. And so one example is we have people who love playing games here, so we've got a whole game zone.
What is this?
So this is another great little space from the Google Thailand office, and actually this is part of the type of structure that we have in all Google offices.
Yep.
So what this is called is a micro kitchen, and so if you think of that kind of just in normal language, we would say it's kind of like a little cafe or a little pit stop. And here you have everything from coffee, tea, cold drinks, snacks, and it's just designed so that Googlers can kind of top up, fill up, they can kind of recharge, but also just like what you and I are doing, it's an informal space and we can kind of chat and we can talk. So sometimes micro kitchens actually help great inventions happen because people meet each other and they talk about stuff and good ideas come from that. Actually, all of the snacks that we serve are based on feedback from Googlers. And actually, when you give feedback about food at Google, it's called food back.
Food back.
Because we have another word. But basically, our Googlers make decisions about what things that they want to see here. They get given feedback about kind of what's available, what new things can they try, and we actually rotate a lot of different things. Let me take you to our green zone. In addition to this very cute construction guy, all of the material here is actually all recycled, and we even have this as a recycled piece of carpet so that we've just dyed it, we've had some fun with it. We're using a no chemical free option. There's an organic dye in it, so it's just one more example of kind of being thoughtful of the environment around us. And also we have an amazing green view over here. Yeah. So the view is kind of, to me this is one of the nicest views in the office, and I know, there's a lot of research that says if you're kind of surrounded by green, it actually helps you to get new ideas, it helps you to be more inspired by things. So
I think that's true.
Yeah. So some employees use this as a kind of a separate standing workstation, so they can put their laptops here and just try out, they sit down. But it's also kind of, it's a quiet space, so if people want to hang out or they want to just sit here and work or they want to have quiet discussions, they can do that too. And it's really designed so that it doesn't matter what device you're working on. If you've only got a tablet, if you've got a mobile, if you've got a laptop, you should be able to work from anywhere. And so whether that's, this really funky green corner of the office, or it's at a coffee shop or in an airport or somewhere stuck in traffic, you should still be able to be productive no matter what you're doing. And so that's actually one of the reasons why we have a lot of our tools that we use that make this kind of office working style possible. It's all about collaboration and being online. So we use a lot of docs and we use a lot of video conferencing.
Oh, you have all these snacks and chocolates and sweets everywhere. Lying around everywhere.
We have a lot of stuff. Well, the theory is, if you keep people happy, if you give them space that makes them relax and makes them feel like they can pretty much do anything, then most of the time they actually amaze you when they do pretty much anything. So they come up with ideas, they solve problems that we never thought we would find an answer for. They help us figure out ways to think differently about things because they're given the freedom to do it. This is called Tech Stop. And so it basically, we have this culture at Google that's all about self-service. So anyone can come in here, grab the stuff they need and go. And if they actually need a guru, if they need a tech expert, then they can chat with somebody live or they can get on a video chat with them. So the idea is that nothing should be an obstacle for you to be able to actually work or fix IT problems. If you can't get connected to something, all of that stuff should be possible.
So there shouldn't be any excuses like my computer broke down or I misplaced my adapter.
Or even something simple like my phone battery died, because you can always get a replacement. So we call this kind of a corner a snug. So it's kind of like, being all cozy up with somebody.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So the idea behind this is that if you create spaces where people can kind of just relax, it feels like someone's family room, but it's also designed, by design, to be collaborative. So as an example, this table is not a one-person seater. It allows 8 people to sit here, and what very often happens is people have meetings where they brainstorm at the table. Even the individual seating, the smaller seating we have, it's still by design group seating, so it encourages people to talk. It encourages them to be able to step away from a screen, sometimes step away from a device altogether, look at each other and actually exchange ideas. This is called our wall of frame, or a wall of fame. So one of the things that we do here is we actually rotate in and out different types of images of our employees doing great stuff. So this is some of the more recent coverage that we've seen about, Eric Schmidt, our chairman, when he came to Thailand. And we just recently launched YouTube. We recently had our mobile first event, which you were at with us in Taipei. All of these things are kind of images that help capture what's the spirit of what's going on and what things are getting people excited in the market. But in addition to that, we also have a culture club here in Thailand that's run by Googlers, and they often sub in and out their images. So sometimes it's doodles that they've drawn. Sometimes it's pictures of Googlers and their families and their kids. So we allow them to kind of use whatever they like. The frames are permanent, but the pictures, what's famous for us, can change any day of the week.
I like the concept behind this section because I feel like sometimes you do something that you're really proud of, but then you don't have outlet to show it to other people, which I think like showing off can be a great thing.
Yeah, and I think as well, you have to take time and celebrate great work. So I think here one of the things we try and do is make sure that nobody feels like they shouldn't do that kind of thing, but they all feel like they have the opportunity to say, hey, I'm really proud of this and I want to share it with you.
Yeah.
Okay, come on into our cafeteria. So we call this Yawarat Cafe because, if you're in Bangkok, the best place to eat morning, night, noon, any time of the day, you got to go to Yawarat.
Exactly. Why did Google decide to pay for the meals for all of its employees?
Sure. So I think one of the things for Google when it comes to food, you have to be honest, Googlers are foodies. We love eating, right? But one of the things that we've noticed in terms of our organizational culture, when you give people food, when you give them really good food, and you give them a space to enjoy it, what normally happens is you don't enjoy a meal by yourself. You sit with somebody else. And so what happens is when you're sitting down, and you'll see in the cafeteria, all of our tables are designed for group seating, not for individual seating. So you naturally have this kind of mixing of ideas, mixing of kind of experiences while you're enjoying great food. And so that's a really, really great thing where you can see people relaxed, informal, enjoying great food and drinks, but also talking about stuff that matters to them. And so this sometimes, when we have food, it means it saves people time. They don't have to go off-site in order to be able to eat. They know, if they're in a rush, if they're in between things, they can always find something. But at the same time, they can always step away and make sure that they have time away from a screen and talk to people. And I think that's really important.
It's always about triggering new ideas by providing them with everything they need, so they don't have to waste their time looking for food and stuff like that. So they have more time to think and to maybe socialize with their coworkers.
Yeah, I think that's really true. Our culture is designed to enable innovation. Welcome to our reception.
Okay, so we're starting all this over again.
It's kind of like, สวัสดีค่ะ
เริ่มต้นรายการกันใหม่นะคะ Well, this is the end of the tour.
This is the end of the tour.
Yeah.
So I think if you remember nothing else, when you come into the reception at Google, there's three key things that we tried to do. We wanted to find things that were uniquely Thai. And so as an example, you can't get much more Thai than a tuk-tuk.
Yeah.
And so our employees wanted to make sure that we captured that, something that let people know the minute they walked in, you're in Thailand.
Of course.
So this feels very uniquely Thai.
It's a bit cliché, but an accessory, of course.
Well, and it's fun. I mean, Googlers are playful, so
Yeah.
we should have a sense of humor. We also have screens up here, and you can see on the right-hand side, this is actually real-time hot searches in Thailand.
Yeah.
So this lets us have a look at what kind of things are trending right now that Thais are actually searching for. It's kind of like having your finger on the pulse of society, all through
Yeah.
search. Up here is actually, this is a doodle that we did in 2011 for National Day or for the King's birthday on December 5. And this doodle actually shows, our love for the country, as well as the fact that kind of there's a very nice and very natural mix between Google culture and Thai culture. We don't see this as a challenge. We think it's a beautiful combination.
So does that mean that you're going to have to change your doodle every maybe 5
No,
years?
this one was voted in by the Googlers in the Thai office that this was the one they wanted to best represent the opening space for us. So this is really where it all starts, and we're so grateful to have you guys here, and it's wonderful to have a new home to welcome you to.
Amazing tour, amazing office. Thank you so much, Amy.
ขอบคุณค่ะ